Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Maze once again, and welcome to yet another video in my Keys to Success series for Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And in this particular episode, I'm going to be talking about how to win your engagements and your gunfights in Black Ops 3 multiplayer, and I'm going to be breaking down certain parts of the gameplay to analyze it a little bit further with you guys and try to give you some pointers on what to do. Now, jumping right into the gameplay here, we're going to be able to see that there are several engagements where I'm definitely trying to anticipate enemy movement and then figure out how I'm going to engage them. Now, right here you can see that I have spotted an enemy, but instead of actually just chasing him blindly, I instead just double check to make sure he's not on the head glitch. I pre-aim, and then I just double check to see if there are any enemies that are spawning near him, and there happened to be an enemy right down in that hut area. I was able to eliminate that enemy and then make my way to my other teammate who was just coming out of the cave, and I just wanted to make sure that if he doesn't get the kill or if he misses out on where that enemy player went, that I could at least support him and get the kill for him. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to spot that enemy, and that was the end of that engagement right there. And that's really, really important to keep in mind, because if you have teammate support, you're definitely going to want to utilize that to the best of your ability, and that also gives you plenty of time to be able to reload when you are safe, to be able to set up some more engagements, which I ended up doing right there because I noticed there were teammates nearby, and it made everything easier for me to be able to reload and set up for my engagements, and also set up right behind that head glitch and then reload once again to try to get my other engagements going. So that was that tidbit there, and then I get another engagement going right there as you saw. But throughout this gameplay, just notice how I managed to set my engagements and figure out a way that I can not only support my teammates, but also draw enemy fire from using my teammates as bait. Now, that does sound kind of mean where you're using your teammates as bait, and it's not a good thing, but it definitely can help you stay alive as long as possible and set up gunfights even better. You could also see that pre-firing where you think the enemy is going to be is definitely something that is worth doing, as long as you are not just holding down the trigger and letting the recoil of your weapon kind of set back to normal. So that's something that is definitely important, and suppressive fire is just something I always utilize in my gameplays, and you can clearly see that if I cannot win a gunfight, I don't try to engage. I literally just run away and try to regain my health, and that is something that is very important in such a fast-paced game like Black Ops 3, where you're gonna want to just set up your engagements and retreat if you know you're not gonna win them. So back and forth action, there's just a lot of enemies that are rushing in certain areas of the map, and half of the reason why I set up these gunfights and win them is because I'm pre-aiming when I see that the minimap has some holes in it. Where my teammates are not challenging, that's where I'm going to get a little bit of intel of where these enemies are going to be poking out and where I should be engaging to try to eliminate those enemies. Just a lot of situations in this gameplay will help you guys be able to learn different engagements and different strategies to use throughout those engagements. Right there you saw that I got my Cerberus, and I use a rock for cover and made myself a very small target to shoot at, and it really helped me win that previous long gunfight. This engagement right here is a very tricky one, and the reason why I won it was because of this reason. I aim down sights and I'm way behind the target at first, and so instead of re-snapping on my target, I fire from the hip, then aim down sights once again, which helps me win that gunfight. And of course, you guys know that the Man of War has a very slow rate of fire, so you have to try to manipulate your weapon handling to win those gunfights by firing from the hip. This is another example of setting up a gunfight and pre-firing effectively. I set up perfectly to win that gunfight. And then I started getting shot from behind. Instead of engaging out that window there, I just went ahead and retreated towards my teammates, which were spawning right here in that sniper hut. And it really helped me because, of course, that Cerberus was just lining down those kills in the middle, or I should say the path area of the map. So interestingly enough, it worked out very well for me here. And of course, you're going to see that the wall run mechanic is effective if you know how to engage an enemy right after you go through there. Unfortunately for me, after I got this hipfire kill, which is the best way to engage an enemy that close to you, I went to challenge a gunfight that I shouldn't have challenged. He kind of surprised me a little bit, but instead of retreating, I tried to engage, and really that was a tough situation for me to try to win, but I challenged it anyway and paid for it dearly. And now you'll see that after respawn, I switch on over to the scythe to make sure that I get a lot of suppressive fire with this weapon, which of course is a very valuable weapon to use, and it shoots through walls like paper as well. So I just try to line up those shots as best as I could. Unfortunately, my teammate was not able to support me there, so there was no winning that gunfight at all, and that was just going to be a tough situation to win. And this situation that's about to happen right now is a very interesting one because I was at a clear disadvantage here. A sniper took a shot at me, and so instead of running right towards him, I faked him out. I ran towards the cliffside, then came back, and then decided, hey, I'm gonna just regain my health. And you'll be able to see it here again. The shot goes off, I slow it down, I act like I'm going towards the cliffside, and instead I weave right back to the sightline that he was not expecting me to challenge, and then I go ahead and fire those kill shots down range, take him out, and then notice that I start getting tagged from behind. And that is a very difficult situation. You have no idea where those shots are coming from. So instead of engaging, I went ahead and went behind cover here in the bridge and just took a second to regain my health just in time to boost away and just slide to try to get away and just live as long as I could so that I could set up the gunfights a little bit better. And that's exactly what I ended up doing. I just waited patiently, waited to see if I could get some shots down range, and I just tried to wall bang there at first and noticed that no shots were connecting. Got some more hit markers here on the wall, and I just kept using that suppressive fire in time for my teammate to try to go in there and engage the enemy. So the best thing to do is always wait for an assist indicator so you can know where to advance. I didn't get the assist indicator, I kept an eye out, and then ended up getting that particular kill, and it really helped me solidify this great gameplay that I ended up getting for you guys here on Team Deathmatch on Hunted. So hopefully this gameplay helped you guys learn a little bit about how to set up gunfights in order to win them, and I hope that this will help you continue to get better at Call of Duty Black Ops 3. But for now, that will wrap up the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on my next video.